All right, we're going to move on into our next unit, which is Unit 9, which deals with angles. We're going to kind of shift gears from your normal, what I call the normal math, into the next unit of angles. This is going to cover digits sections 10.1 through 10.5. We're going to spend some time on this, and then we'll have our test, and this will represent or be the first test for the third 9 weeks. So make sure you pay attention to the video, copy the things down that you need to copy down. So first thing, if you will copy down Unit 9 angles, and then our central question, how do I classify and measure angles? Some of you in the past may have measured angles with a protractor, and we're going to spend a little bit of time doing that as well. And then we also have ways that we classify angles. Angles are classified based on their angle measure, and we have different ways that we do that. So before we get started though, I want to talk about some vocabulary. This is angle review and vocabulary, but what I want you to do is write down, first of all, angle vocabulary. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in the words that I would like for you to have down. And don't worry about definitions right now. We will take care of the definitions as we go through. So, first word is angle. And let me go ahead and change the size of this. So I'll move this to a 14. So first word is angle. Second word, right angle. Third word, obtuse angle. Fourth word, acute angle. Fifth word, straight angle. Sometimes that is just referred to as a straight. Sixth word, vertex. Seventh word, vertical angle. Eighth word, adjacent angle. Let me move this up a little bit. Ninth word, complementary angle. And the 10th word, supplementary angle. Now, this is our first list of words. We may possibly add a few words to this as we go along, but what I want you to do is make sure you copy these down, have these words copied down, and what we'll do is a little later, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next several days, is give you some definitions. Some of these are very straightforward. You'll probably already know what they are, and we will eventually have a quiz on these words. So there are 10 words here. If you know them, great. If you don't, spend a little bit of time each night, maybe learning 3 or 4 of them at a time, and so when we have a quiz, you'll do very well on it. All right, so moving right along. This right here is what is called a protractor. A protractor is used to measure angles. So what I want you to do is copy this down. And how do I use a protractor? Protractors are shapes that look like this right here. Let me see if I can find something here for you. No, I don't want that one. I want this right here. Well, I thought I might be able to find a picture of a protractor. But anyway, you know what a protractor looks like. This is it right here on the left side, or the right side. A protractor measures angles. All right, what I want you to pay attention to is you see here going along from letter F to A all the way across to letter C. We're going to refer to that as the base of an angle, or the base of possibly the protractor. When the base of the angle goes to the right, this is going to be important as you start to measure angles. When the base of the angle goes to the right, we're going to use the bottom set of numbers to measure the angle. When the base of the angle goes to the left, we're going to use the top set of numbers to measure the angle. So if you'll take just a minute, copy that information down. All right, hopefully you copied this information and we can move on to the next thing. All right, when using a protractor, what I want to do is, let's first of all look at this angle right here, starting at letter E, going down to A, and over to C. So that angle right there. All right, first of all, let's look at the base of this angle, which is this portion right here. And I'm going to leave that part. All right, is the base of that angle, is it pointing to the right toward letter C, or is it pointing to the left toward letter F? All right, when the base of the angle goes to the right, we're going to use the bottom set of numbers. If you'll notice, if we start here and we go up this direction, you have two sets of numbers. If you look right here, that says 170. That is the top set of numbers. Right here has the measurement of 10. That is the bottom set of numbers. So when the base of the angle goes to the right, that angle right there, that's red, the base is going to the right. It's going in this direction to the right. We're going to use the bottom set of numbers. So what we're going to do, here's your top set, here's your bottom set. We're going to start down here and we're going to go along until where this line intersects. So let me erase this red line right here. So you see this black line. This black line intersects the two sets of numbers exactly on these two numbers right here. That is a 60 on the bottom, a 120 on the top. Now, most of you know what a right angle looks like. You know what an acute angle looks like. You know what an obtuse angle looks like. All right. So this angle right here, it is a fairly small angle. Most of you know a right angle is 90 degrees. So if this bottom number or bottom part of the angle, the base, goes to the right, we're going to use the bottom set of numbers. So this bottom set of numbers would measure up to 60. So this angle right here from from E to A to C, that right there would be considered a 60-degree angle. Okay, let's do another one. If I take the angle that measures from letter F to A, and let me go back up to N. So I'm going to not highlight this part right here, but from F to A, I can do a better job right there, to N. All right, the base of this angle, where does the base point? It points to the left. So when the base of the angle points or goes to the left, we're going to use the top set of numbers. So this angle goes right through here, through 140 and 40. We're going to use the top set of numbers. So I'm going to use the 40. So this angle right here measures 40 degrees. Okay? Now if you need to, rewind the video, pause it if you need to. All right, let me look at another one. Let's look at another one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to label this angle F, A, E. What I want to look at is the angle measuring from F to A to E. And the only thing I'm going to mark here is this bottom base so we can show which direction it's going. This bottom base is pointing to the left. So since it's pointing to the left, I'm going to use the information that shows or says that when it goes to the left. So when the base of the angle goes to the left, we're going to use the top set of numbers. So if I measure angle F, A, E, this right here, that symbol represents angle. So I want to know what the measure of angle FAE equals. So I'm going to use the top set of numbers as it says right here. I have a 60 right here on the bottom. I have a 120 right here on top. I'm going to use the top set of numbers. So that would measure 120 degrees. Okay. All right, angles. Let's now talk about the different angles. And this is where you can put this information with your vocabulary words. All right, so what is a right angle? And this would be the definition. A right angle is an angle that measures 90 degrees. A straight angle, I know these are not necessarily in the same order that you have, but you can skip around. A straight angle is exactly what it says. It's straight. A straight angle is an angle that measures 180 degrees. So let me go back up here real quick. I'm going to draw a representation, first of all, of a right angle. So if you'll also include this drawing. And I'm going to put this little square looking thing. That little square represents 90 degrees. All right, so let me draw my picture representation of a straight angle. A straight angle is nothing more than a straight line. So that would be my straight angle. All right, my vertex. What is a vertex? A vertex is an angle formed by two rays that share a vertex. I'm sorry. This part right here goes to the word angle. So this first definition is for angle. And let me go ahead and highlight that for you. So angle goes with this. An angle is formed by two rays that share a vertex. And hopefully from elementary school, you recall what an angle, a ray is, a line segment, a point. And then this next part right here, what is a vertex? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. The vertex is the point, or the vertex is the point where the two rays meet. All right, so let me draw a representation here. So if this is my angle, and this is a ray, and that's a ray, where they both meet is this dot right here. That is called the vertex. All right, and this would also be an example of an angle. I have two rays put together, that forms my angle. All right, so what I want you to do here, yes, I do want you to draw this. So if you'll draw this chart here, label it right acute obtuse straight, and we obviously know that a right angle measures 90 degrees, an acute angle is less than 90, an obtuse angle is more than 90, and a straight angle is exactly 180 degrees. Now hopefully your drawing will be a little bit better than mine. All right, so first one is a right angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use pictures if my board will work. And if they don't work, I'll just draw it. All right, looks like I'm going to draw. All right, a 90-degree angle. We're going to draw this right here. Well, I apologize. All right, a 90-degree angle would be represented by that right there with that little square. An acute angle is a small angle. It's an angle that measures less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is a bigger angle. It's an angle that measures greater than 90 degrees. And then a straight angle is exactly that. It is a straight line that measures 180 degrees. All right, examples. Name the angle shown at the right, then classify it as acute, right, obtuse, or straight. We're going to have several ways that we classify angles. All right, the first way is with what we call using the vertex as the middle letter and a point from each side. So what we're going to have here is, let me go to this angle right here. Let me add a couple things. We're going to say that this is angle A, B, C. So I can use what's called the three-letter method, ABC or CBA. As you'll notice, the B for each of these representations is in the middle. That is because the vertex is always the middle number. And then we have what is called the one-letter method. The one-letter method, this would be called angle B. The reason we say letter B for the one-letter method is because we always use the vertex. And then, if I wanted to, instead of having the letters, I could have a number there. So if I just had this right here, and let's say I took off the letters, and this is all we had, just the one there, we would call that angle 1. All right. And since the angle is less than 90 degrees, we know it's less than 90 degrees because you can look at it and tell that would be an acute angle. All right. So what I want to do now, real quick,